I was actually had the TV on when all the reports on Twitter started coming out. I was just sitting there on my phone. It was just like one tweet after another. It was like, health officials are saying the game's canceled. Health officials are saying a player has tested positive for the coronavirus. And then it's just like, season's canceled.
WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Moments ago, I signed an executive order directing Arizonans to stay home.
All Arizona schools will remain closed for the remainder of the school year.
Unemployment rate could soon spike to at least 7.7%.
The people should be able to choose what reopens, not the government.
I believe that we should be given information, but that they should trust us to make decisions.
Rally nurses stood in silence Monday during a rally to reopen Arizona at the state capitol.
USA! USA!
Pulling up to the gym now. Finna head inside the Coliseum, see what it's talking about, man. What's good? Hey, I miss you, my boy.
Feels good to be back, except I don't know what I'm walking into.
It's been like 2 long months, finally.
When we had a chance to re-engage our players, you could see how eager they were. It was like a kid on Christmas. These guys were bubbling, jumping off the walls, bouncing off the walls, all smiles, just because they had been in isolation.
And then we all got a text message from James saying, once the stay-at-home order is done, you'll be able to get back in the gym. There will be time slots. Everyone's gonna have to follow all the rules.
My time was at 10, I started to wake up at 8, full excited, to be back on the court, to have a practice, preparing like a kid's going in the first class.
Once we came back here, it was just like we were reborn. We were, all of us, we were just waiting for that moment to get back on the court. And I was talking to some other colleagues from other teams that started a little bit earlier than us to work out with players, and they were like, you gotta wear gloves and you gotta wear a mask. I don't care, I'm gonna wear a helmet. I just want to get back in the gym and be with our guys. A little bit of Serbian Croatian music over here while working out in our new home at Madhouse.
This you used to play, huh?
Yeah, back until 1992.
Veterans Memorial Coliseum, the original home of the Suns, and eventually known as the Madhouse on McDowell.
That place was special, man. It wasn't like a pristine place to play. It was like our Boston Garden.
Obviously this isn't an old building. It's got like a historic feel to it. It's definitely different than any NBA arena I've been in. I'm kind of fascinated with the engineering of this building.
Kind of reminds me like a college arena, I just picture like how small it is, and everybody's here is probably like crazy. Like.
Marley, here comes Marley. He jams it at the buzzer, and the Suns win.
It wasn't Emirates or anything, but it was blue collar, go to work, loud, and just awesome. Absolutely awesome.
It was like a lot of the older arenas where you were closer to the court, closer to the action, closer to the players, and I think that's what really gave it that gold star as the Madhouse on McDowell.
Listen to the Madhouse on McDowell.
When I started here in 87, 88 with the Suns, I was a ball boy, worked in the Suns locker room. Just walking into this place for the first time, seeing the Suns court down here, it brings back so many memories. It's so good to see the old purple and orange. As you know, this building is pretty old. It's since the Suns started in 1968, and it's taken a lot of hard work from a lot of people around our arena that have come over here to work around the clock to keep it up to par.
guys are in a new building because Talking Stick Resort Arena is being renovated and the practice facility is not yet complete. So how much of a challenge does that add on top of an already challenging situation?
Oh, yeah. Well, fortunately for us, we knew that this transition was going to happen going into the arena renovation, and the practice facility isn't quite ready. So we knew we were coming here to McDowell. It just got bumped up a month early. It's been nonstop for some of the staff of putting this together. The basketball ops staff, everybody has worked overtime to just get this facility up and ready, but everything's been redone from carpets, paint, you name it.
We had staff from the arena come over and build the Mercury locker room out of the old Suns locker room, putting our court down, making it feel like the Madhouse on McDowell, feel like home. Kind of got sidetracked. My bad.
So what we did is we converted this storage unit to give us a room that is actually better than most that you would consider weight rooms in the NBA. So we have things that we didn't have in our old facility that are now allowing us to train even better than we were before the pandemic.
Most teams are just sitting back and they're thinking, okay, we can go into our facilities now, but we don't have one. So we had to build one, and not just that, we had to make it the best setup we can because it's so new to all of us.
I was kind of nervous if we even had a gym or anything, but I'm happy we have somewhere to be. You could come in, lift, and do everything on the court, and have a home to be at. So what they did here is unbelievable.
You could hear them every day. Can we come in tomorrow? Are we able to come in on Saturdays? Can we come in twice a day? We had to pump the brakes to kind of ease back into it. It just speaks to our team culture. Our guys love working, they love working with each other, and they love competing.
Obviously none of us have played competitive basketball now for a couple months. That's the longest any of us have been away from playing the game, probably, maybe ever. I'll go to Saturn to play basketball at this point. I'll go pretty much anywhere. You tell me where to be and I'll be there.
After the lockdown, after the league and the city allowed us to re-enter our buildings, so many safety protocols, so many health protocols have evolved and changed since that time. And for us, the most important thing was to be safe.
When the players come in, anybody that comes in, they're doing symptoms and temperature checks to make sure that there's nothing there. If there is, we have protocols and emergency action plans in place so that we know how to handle that.
97.2.
Perfect. Thank you.
What's up, fellas? So weird.
It's difficult trying to work the guys out with wearing a mask and glove because they barely can hear you talk. And to catch the ball sometimes and throwing the ball, having control over with the gloves on is kind of difficult.
The safety precaution we adopted in the last couple of weeks are a little different than what we're used to, but we know that's the best for our safety, but most important for the safety of our boys, our players.
Still haven't gotten used to rebounding and passing with our gloves on, but we're working on it.
It's great to be back here, like all y'all can see, but social distancing is kind of hard, but we get used to doing that.
I love being back here. It's real fun to be back, but it's still kind of weird because I can't really get close to my teammates. Got to stay 6 feet apart from them. Working out with a coach, and he got on the gloves and mask, and most of the time I can't even hear what he's saying. But the only good thing about it is we get to listen to music while we work out now. And we're staying safe.
We've done everything we can to make it limited exposure. One player is allowed on each end of the basket, so there's 2 players on the court at a time, 2 coaches, and so there's 4 people total.
Spray it on, let it sit for a couple minutes, and come back and wipe it off.
As you can see, we have to space everybody 12 feet apart. Chairs have to be sanitized. Everybody gets their own couple of basketballs that are sanitized pre and post practice. Nobody else can go into this area. You give them towels and water, and that's just one of the many things you have to do to keep these guys safe.
So what we have here is we have our divider, and this is what keeps us safe. So we're trying to maintain 12 foot of distance between the coach and the player, or the player and the player.
Coach was stretching me, but he was like far from me with the mask. You know, I feel like I'm in laboratory, you know, I don't feel like I'm in a weight room.
When we're trying to work with our athletes with the restrictions of distance, it does one or two things. It makes you a bad coach, or it makes you a really good coach. And in this situation, it gave us the ability to make us better coaches via our communication skills.
How's it feel to be back out here?
Great, man. Just this but a basketball sweat is a great thing. Sweat in general, I've been running and all of that, but basketball sweat is totally different.
The NBA suspends the season until further notice after a player tested positive for coronavirus.
This astounding and unprecedented story continues to evolve.
This is the last night of NBA games for the foreseeable future.
All of the NBA is suspended. Devin, I'm sorry, brother, but you just heard it from me.
Bro.
We played the game in Portland, like it was half empty, the arena, and like you could just feel that something is off, that you could feel what was going on.
When NBA stopped, I was at my home game. Utah, Oklahoma is like they pushed for another hour. What's going on?
Okay, see, got postponed or something, and then like now you're like, all right, like what's happening now?
Clearly a conversation going on here between the officials and both head coaches. And you see the teams heading back to the locker room.
Fans, due to unforeseen circumstances, the game tonight has been postponed. You are all safe.
And so the Jazz and Thunder will not play the game here tonight. Unfortunately, the game has been postponed.
The NBA season, following tonight's action, has officially been suspended for the time being.
I lived through a lot of crazy things, but this?
We are navigating uncharted territory.
When my teammates and everybody was informed of this situation, we was all confused. And especially me, because I didn't even know what was going on. I never heard anything like this happen ever.
I know a lockout, but something that the whole world is in a pandemic situation. Wow, like I've never experienced anything like this before.
And I was like, wow, like it really happened, because it was a lot of rumor about it.
The NBA is coming to a halt. You know, for the first time, it dawned on me, like this is really, really serious.
Governor Doug Ducey calling up the National Guard tonight to help battle what you've been seeing on social media for days now, empty store shelves.
Limit 2 packages of toilet paper per customer.
Supplies are being rationed to keep up with the unprecedented panic shopping.
Grocery stores was getting really low. And I'm like, all right, it's actually kind of serious. I was just here the other day and it was kind of packed, but then everybody was just really get all the food you can. So that's when I kind of knew it was kind of serious.
Pretty quickly, we realized it was a bigger issue than what many people had thought. And as soon as we realized that, we started thinking, okay, what do we need to do and how do we protect our family?
I mean, I was just trying to survive, so I just bought toilet paper, everything you can name of survival things, and I was good.
I'm gonna admit it was a lot of panic in our house, and like it was hard to understand that whole life and everything can change so quickly, how everything is so fragile.
They were like, hey, we're going to shut the NBA down for a while. And that's when we really had to figure out what we were going to do.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
All right, can you hear us still?
Yeah, I hear you right now.
All right, good.
Now it's better. Yeah, now it's better.
And 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay Smith, and welcome to another edition of Valley Chats.
You won't be seeing me and Mark, in a minute. You won't be seeing us. You'll just be seeing you two and then Tom as well.
I'm all set. I'll try to keep it as still as I can.
Should I put on AirPods, or is this fine?
If you want to, it's up to you, whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
How's the angle? Good here? You guys good? Can you see me?
Okay.
So if you want to click record on yours.
So first things first, we have to check in. How are you doing? How are you handling being at home and in a quarantine?
I'm starting to lose it a little bit. I'd be lying if I said otherwise.
We're always so busy that we don't get many opportunities to sit down for an actual family meal. So we've done a lot of that. I've even gotten better at cooking.
So we really just had a chance to spend a lot of time as a family and kind of
pay attention and focus on our family history.
I'm getting out and about, staying away from people, and just hitting outdoors, off-roading.
You know, obviously this is a huge break in what we normally do this time of the year, but I try to cook a little bit. Not great, but you know, and cereal is usually a great option.
Can raise my son and be 24/7 with him. I think something that it wouldn't happen if I was still playing. So I'm happy for that, but it's a tough situation right now.
It's kind of cool, you know, to have a time for yourself, you know, to enjoy little things, but like it's kind of hard after 1 month, you know.
We're not risking our children's health, and we're doing as much as we can to stay away from that. And then definitely bad foresight on our part, but we're expecting our third now, so we're probably stronger now as a unit, as a parenting unit, than we were before this, because I understand the issues that she had to put up with daily, and I haven't had a break for 3 months from being dad, which, you know, has never happened before. So I'm loving it, I'm embracing it, I'm making the most of it. I'm also understanding a bit of where she's come from for the last 4.5 years. So thank you for your commitment.
The NBA shut down, and that was time to really step up for Suns charities. Our community needed us more than ever, and just because basketball wasn't being played on the court didn't mean that we were going to stop helping our community. In fact, it did the exact opposite, and we needed to help even more.
The name of our center is called Decolotes. We're celebrating our 35th annual event that we celebrate with the mothers here at our domestic violence shelter. When we sent the word out that unfortunately because of COVID-19 and everything else, we were going to have to cancel it, we got a great call from the Phoenix Suns charities and said, hey, let's do something. Let's not cancel it completely.
So day one, the NBA shut down. Day 1.5, our phones started ringing off the hook from the community. They needed us more than ever.
We're there to protect the community, and to know that there are groups like Phoenix Suns Charities and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona who are there to protect us. It really felt like somebody had our back when we needed it the most. I can't even put words to how good that makes us feel to have that kind of support from our friends in the community.
So given the current environment and the postponement of the NBA season, we have plenty of product for HSC, and we're just trying to do the right thing. And we're going to donate this product to Musically Fed, which they will in turn distribute to those in need.
One of my board members eloquently said that your mission doesn't even go to effect if your basic needs aren't met, and that's food, that's clothing, and that's shelter.
We're making somewhere on the order of 4,000 sandwiches a day, which helps give us an awful lot of flexibility to serve our guests. The Suns actually have helped us tremendously by purchasing a full truckload of bread for us. As you can imagine, 4,000 sandwiches a day requires an awful lot of bread.
For the first time, money wasn't the answer. We play basketball. You know, what do we have to give? Well, we have a lot. The need isn't stopping.
And you know, for me, it's been really nice to really be on the front lines and be in these conversations of how to help. Phoenix has become home, man. I just purchased my first home, and so it has truly become a part of who I am. To be able to be out and support local restaurants, to support youth and families that need meals, to support nonprofits who don't know if they're gonna make it in 3 months. It was one of the most special initiatives that I've been able to work on in my 6 years.
We're proud of our work. We're proud of what our leadership and our ownership has empowered us to do. The only message that we're getting from them is go help. Go do what you can.
I'll be the first one going to college in my family. I have 3 older brothers, and it's something big because I'll also be like the second one to graduate, and I'm really speechless about it, but I'm really thankful for all of you guys.
Initiatives like this and stepping up to help your community and give back where you can is what's gonna pull us together. It's going to bring us back. It's gonna make us strong. It's gonna make us vibrant again. These are the things that are gonna get us back.
During this time, athletes took 1 or 2 steps. They took the direction of getting better, or they took the direction of just being a couch potato.
I just figured out after quarantine, I just need something to stay straight. So I just be working at home, you know, and keep my ways up.
You work out, but you don't know for
when this thing gonna start again.
Look, I'm still going to be working out. I've got to stay in shape because we don't know when it's going to be. And
our team reacted really quickly. They provided weights and opportunities for players to work out at their homes.
If this had happened like my first month on the job, there's no way we would have been able to pull this off, but everybody knows that I have their back. I want what's best for them.
So everyone in our program received their own virtual training, and a lot of individuals were more comfortable doing FaceTime sessions, Zoom sessions, but a majority, we actually just sent out videos. This is how you perform it, and it gave them visual instruction on how to do it.
Some guys have pretty decent equipment, some guys have a little bit, and some guys have nothing at all. So based off of that, I was able to say, okay, here's how we can utilize that best, and try to lay things out so that by the time we get back into the actual facility, we've built a nice base that we can build a strong pyramid off of.
In the beginning, it was tough because it's like, how am I going to work out? Am I working out just to, kind of still be in shape a little bit, or is it like I'm seriously working out because the season is coming back?
With McDowell, during the pandemic, he was self-motivated, and he reached out to our assistant Jeff Dolan, who works directly with him, and they developed a plan that allowed McDowell to gain muscle mass as well as change his force plate analysis for the better.
5, 6, 7 days it was okay, you get a little bit rest, you got some time, for yourself. It was hard for 2 months, I was trying to work out every day.
Dario's really a big, strong guy. He's very strong on 2 legs. What we tried to do was get him strong on 1 leg, because basketball and most sports are primarily played on 1 leg.
He's doing that intermittent fasting. He lost a lot of weight. He's moving much faster. He's going to make a huge jump, I believe, once we resume the play.
So when I first saw Frank, I was obviously very surprised because his stature was what we've always been trying to accomplish.
All his shirts are cut up now. You can see his arm. Do you have any shirts with sleeves on? I call him Big Swole.
He took the initiative on his own to purchase his own equipment. And so he set up his own shop at his place, and so that allowed me to be able to program better for him. In a time where it was tough to even have contact with him physically, he was able to grow substantially than what he was during the season.
Our guys, they actually did a really good job in staying in shape. They were trying to run and lift at home, and they were not at zero. So that was really encouraging.
When you can't work out and you sit at home and they're playing all these reruns of old games and you're watching all these basketball films, and then especially watching The Last Dance, the last few weeks, it just made everyone antsy to get back in the gym.
Frank Kaminsky out indefinitely for the Phoenix Suns, a stress fracture in his right knee.
Before this whole thing came about, I think Frank was sitting out for like 3 months already. So he was itching at the bit to get back. And then when the pandemic came, it was like, wow.
All the reports on Twitter started coming out. I was just sitting there on my phone. It was just like one tweet after another. It was like, health officials are saying the game's canceled. Health officials are saying a player has tested positive for the coronavirus. And then it's just like, season's canceled. And I was like, go figure. Just the way it's kind of gone, where it was right when you get healthy again, the season's canceled. So it's just been, this whole year, just 2020 has just been a whirlwind of emotions for me.
I don't think he would be able to finish the season playing on the court. Now he has the opportunity to get out there and play.
I've kind of just tried to drown myself these past few months into working out and getting as healthy as I can so that when I get back on the court, I'm the best I can be.
All right, just got to the Madhouse. There's Lindsay.
Hey, did you see this?
2 players on the Los Angeles Lakers have tested positive for coronavirus.
Nikola Jokic tested positive.
But it is being reported that 2 Phoenix Suns players have tested positive.
We know there are going to be positive tests. So what's the tipping point?
The league shifted from the idea that they couldn't play with players with any coronavirus to we can't continue to play if we have players who are positive. It's too big to fail.